Hello, welcome to this new video. Today I'm touring every plot I've built in Bloxburg. So I'm starting with the ships and then I'm doing the other builds. So this first plot is my first ever ship in Bloxburg. It's not that good. But yeah, it's God of the Wave. I don't, I mean, she's built at a perfect 45-degree angle, but I think I could have built her straight. Like, but ships can be bigger when built at an angle like this. Which on my next ship you will see. So this is where you come in. You have the new logo. I mean, the old logo used to be here. I completely changed up the colors. The roof ceiling is a bit wrong because well, I made some mistakes and I am not gonna bother to fix it. But that's basically every room. Here, that's what the ceiling is supposed to look like. Um, the dining room, I mean, it's okay. It holds for its age. It holds up well, but I don't think it holds up well in general. But going on downstairs, actually, I want to do that first. Is the are the steam turbines? Which fun fact about those, the first time I built these, I believe I accidentally built a reverse turbine, like for when the ship goes in reverse. The boiler room, which it's pretty bad. Coal bunker, which way too big and not enough coal. Oh my god, this is bright. Yeah, cargo hold. Not much to say about that. My cargo holds have definitely improved the lead start of my ships, but that I should have put a spoiler warning before that, but whatever. So here is the suite. Yeah, it's still really basic and bland and whatever. Um, Upstairs level. I mean, there would literally be no reason to come here, but it looks cool from the downstairs. Um, so over here we got a little theater. I forgot one wall with a little stage with a stage curtain because apparently I thought that would look good. It did. It does. I mean, I don't use it for stages anymore, even if I build a curtain with them. But yeah, you can access the bow from here. You can also access the crow's nest. I mean, I'm gonna try, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna bother to do it to give it a second try because well, it's not actually that good. On to up here. Here's the lounge. It's bright. Not entirely my fault. It's also just kind of Bloxburg's fault. Before keeps to keep messing with the lighting engine. So here's a picture of what the ship originally looked like. I just never bothered to change that, and the logo I did change that. Then there is here the exterior access and the bridge. Yes, navigation lights, the funnel, of course. You have the lifeboats, which look laughable, and you have a pool, which is off center. Yeah, it's not good. And but that's basically it for the ship. I mean, there's a mood station in there. I mean, and there are two cars there. I should go show you the mood station. Oh my god, I just noticed this door is off-center. What's it with me and making things off-center? Yeah, so pretty... I was originally planning to make a little cafe in here, but then I decided to turn it into a mood station. But on to the next build, onto my next ship, which is gonna be God of the Storm. Technically my first ship with a custom stern, because this is entirely made out of basic shapes, I believe. At least I believe it's entirely made out of basic shapes. So technically my first ever custom stern. I do really like what I did with the angles. So yeah, you'll see a little tender, which was used to get people on and off the ship when a ship couldn't dock in port. This part is obviously way too small for this ship. Um, so we have two cars here. One of them is actually from the Halloween event. I'm gonna remove that one from this plot due to me wanting it somewhere else on another plot, which will come later in the video. Yeah, so a train from a company that I will mention later in the video. So there are basically two kind of um, timelines in my builds that are in a timeline, and this one is the AGG line timeline, which is the more realistic one, in which Bloxburg is located off the coast of Great Britain. So yeah, here's the dining room of this ship, which one floor, I mean, could have done better, but yeah, not gonna spend much more time on that. The new logo again, cabins that are a lot better. So yeah, every cabin is the same again. So every cabin is the same again. So not really gonna do anything about that. But anyways, here's the downstairs. Yeah, two actually big turbines right here. Still not good ones though. Boiler rooms. These are double-ended, I believe. Yes, indeed, they are. Coal bunkers, which still using the rose bush technique, which, and then another coal bunker. And then here's the cargo hold, and here's where tradition started with my cargo holds. At least for the ships that have cargo holds. So yeah, but not much to say here. Except maybe what yeah, so you can start to see me improving, but it's still trash. No offense to 2024 me. Here you have some benches, couches, which I do think, and chairs, which I do think look really good here and make the space feel more alive, but I just completely threw that out the window on the next floor, which has the kitchen. It's which is yeah, not good, not good. Also, that previous ship you saw was from 1949. This one is from 1952, I believe, or 53. I don't know. Oh no, wait, it's 53, and it captured the blue ribbon after the SS United States. If you don't know what it is, that's an award to the ship given with the fastest time to cross the Atlantic. I I mean, um, this, yeah. I mean, with some recoloring and some upgrades, I think this room should look okay, but it does not, and I'm not gonna bother to upgrade it. Here's where the tradition started of me having a lounge in the third. And let's go upstairs. To the to yeah here this the exterior with a much more accessible crow's nest, which I'm still not gonna go inside. You can't really go upstairs without going to the exterior, so, and completely forgot two rooms, or three. A bar. So yeah, technique I have used a lot since. But anyways, moving on. Theater, it's a little better. I do kind of like this under the stage. And then there's the pool, which, oh wait, you can swim in this? You can swim in this? I'm surprised. But yeah, it's made out of pool. Then to the exterior, which I did a really cool inward curve. I do like that. Lifeboats have gotten a little better, or worse, depending on who you ask. Navigation lights, Morse lamps. I don't think a ship from 52 would have Morse lamps. Also, this is very inaccurate for the time. And if you think my building has gone backwards, no, I just forgot to update this when I updated the wheel on the rest of my vessels. I do really think that like the bridge wing area is really cool and is really good. Like the life what are these called again? I know what they're called, but like I can't remember. Uh the life rings. No, what was it again? I just forgot what it was. But I do think this area near the bridge, outside of the bridge, is really cool. Like you could probably take a decent screenshot here. But yeah, that and then of course we have the crew area, captain's quarters. So yeah, it's a little modern. I it's crew quarters is well, what my crew quarters looked like back then. The the radio room. I mean, it's okay, I guess. And a random crate. I don't know why I put it. Oh yeah, I remember now. Oh no, wait, I don't. It's so you could get on top of the funnel for some reason to turn it on and off easier when I didn't pay my bills. Because let me tell you, this was not fun to do on the funnels. But anyways, the this is my best port so far on on a plot that I've finished. But my next ship is on the middle of the ocean. and it is out of the storm. I mean, it's the one that received the most upgrades out of the as I like to call it, original three. It's also my favorite out of the original three, and you can see some design trends starting to form here. The ship is way too bright. That's not my fault. Let me be clear, that's not my fault. Bloxburg keeps messing with the lighting engine. Even some of my more modern plots are pretty bright. Because Bloxburg keeps messing with the lighting engine. Yeah, so by far the best ship of the original three. We've got a library here, and we've got a smoking room here. We've got a theater here, which I finally started to use actually good curtains and windows. And yeah, by a stage. It's a stage. What can I say? And then we've got a movie theater here with the 1953 version playing of Titanic. The ship was from 1958. And yeah, I didn't really remember. Yeah, or this is yeah, no, this is the 1953 version of Titanic because it came out because the ship was launched right before the 1958 version of the Titanic and I to remember. The kitchen, yeah, I didn't even try on that one. Let's be real, it's trash. Moving on. It's an embarrassment to my skill. This is the first one where I fully utilized the space of the basement. Where I just didn't confine myself to the basement, to the ship shape. My turbines are starting to get a little better, but still trash. Um, and then here is the pool, which for the time it's good, but yeah, I believe this is second class. Yeah, this is second or third class. Wait, I said third was not very good. So yeah, you've got a really small bathroom. Big difference for two, as my best friend calls them, my usual marathon bathrooms. In some of my builds where bedrooms are the less common, such as a house or something. So yeah, here's the suite. This may count as a marathon bathroom. If you're watching this, let me know. Um, I'm saying that to my best friend. And here's another just normal room. What did I build here? Oh no, wait, I believe that's the bathroom. So yeah, cargo hold width, which is weirdly empty. Crew quarters, because I forgot to build those upstairs. And then the boiler room, because I realized I still needed the boiler room at the very last moment. So I just squeezed one in there. For some of my plots, you'll get to see the mood station. For the others, you don't. So yeah, here's the radio room with two radio sets, a backup one too, and a bar with two bars. which actually, now that I think about it, sounds really confusing. A nice upstairs for the dining room, which you've got to be careful not to bump your head into the chandeliers if you're tall. With a picture of God of the Ocean. Yeah, because why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't there be one? The ship has two lounges. This is the first of two, which is a more traditional looking lounge. And now I wonder if I have changed out that picture in the second lounge yet. Yes, I indeed have. Because this, because originally it was around the ship's, the ship's bow ended about here, I believe. But the bow looked a little bit short. So here is the bow of the ship. I mean, we all know what a bow looks like. Unless you're not into ships. Yeah, there used to be statues, but I didn't know you could pick those up. So now I don't know where they are. People have moved them around. Because I've given tours of the ship. And made a mistake of giving people permissions. The lifeboats are starting to look like what they do today. I still use this technique to this day. Also, really good work by me on this. Hey, we've got a emergency rocket. Yeah, I just used firework for that. The idea actually came from the captain's quarters. The idea to use fireworks actually came from the myth that Titanic, that on the California they thought the Titanic's distress rockets. That's a word I was looking for. Were fireworks. So now we're moving into what I'd like to call the more modern category of ships. All ships from here on out, I am really proud of. Okay, so technically this was complete. My next ship is gonna be completed after the ship I'm about to show you. After this next ship. Wait, I'll just show you. So, God of the Reef, my modern cruise ship. Technically, this was completed after the next ship I'm about to show you, but it was only because I wanted to wait until something came out to do the engine room, so yeah. I think I started construction on this even before I started construction on God of the Storm. But you've got a nice little reception area here. The ship is, by the way, the ship's exterior is heavily based off the SS New Amsterdam. Or no, not the SS New Amsterdam, the MS Westerdam. Or as you would call it in Dutch, the MS Westerdam. Yeah, but a way too expensive floor light, which I used again in this room, but as a ceiling light. A bowling alley, which, by the way, is my best bowling alley I've ever built. And you can't convince me otherwise. But let's go downstairs first. So, a kitchen. room number 8, which is one of the 2 balcony suites. The other one looks exactly the same. It is on that side of the ship. The engine room, which, I mean, it looks decent. Nothing wrong with it. I mean, the engines look a bit under detailed, but that's about it. This ship I would put some love and attention in, not in redesigning or custom hull. That thing was a nightmare. Um, yeah, so a normal room, I believe. Oh, I thought these were balcony rooms. Well, then I guess the last... Are these balcony rooms? No. Oh, wait, then these are balcony rooms. So yeah, I used a technique for the balconies, which involves mirrors, because obviously I couldn't make them real because the exterior is kind of vacant. What I mean by that is just the exterior is not like the interior at all. The ship is also missing lifeboats, so technically illegal. Crew quarters over there, I almost forgot. But I didn't. So yeah, that's about as bad as it gets. The worst room in the ship is still has to come. And oh my god, am I not proud of that? But that's for later. That's for later. For some of the good rooms, and actually good rooms. So a gym we have over here. I kind of did what the Bloxburg gym equipment had to offer. And over here is a little store, which is still empty as of right now. I mean, if I am ever gonna do a voyage, which I do voyages on this ship, by the way, so go join the AGG Line Discord server if you want to participate in that and sail on these ships. But here's my best stage so far, and yeah, that's about everything there is to say. I really need to close this chat. It's really annoying. Gotta give credit to our friend Mike Brady over on Ocean Liner Designs for making this artwork that's technically not allowed. That's technically not allowed, but I'm sure he doesn't mind. Actually, I'm not sure of that, but come on, it's cool. It's cool. And I gave our friends Mike Brady some credit here. Ocean Liner Designs and Illustrations by Mike Brady. Yeah, so a little model of a ship right here in the center of this room, which I'm really proud of, by the way. It really gives up of the Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Mega Pizzaplex vibe I was going for. So yeah, it's still in my old modern aesthetic, and I don't know why I actually didn't wall trim these walls, since there's no part physically, like, there's no part where there isn't a floor between the bottom floor and the top floor. Here's the bar on this ship. It's pretty basic. Yeah, nothing much to say about that, and The bridge, there is exterior access on the ship, but I won't go over it since it's kind of boring. And I completely forgot the pool, but the pool is the worst part of the ship by far, so you'll get to see that in a moment. But these are the captain's quarters, and right here is a laptop. You may be thinking why. Well, I'm about to show you why. Yes, you can look out the front. You can look over the bow of the ship. Ain't that cool? I didn't want to just leave this empty. That felt wrong. What's here? Oh, yeah, that's the hallway. So yeah, that's everything but the exterior access. But the exterior access is not really important. So yeah. And this is the pool, which I'm not proud of. And the floaties aren't. And the floaties are in a constant war. And I am gonna go to the bathroom. See you in a moment. Just enjoy the floaties glitching around. I'm back. So yeah, let's move on from the pool. I mean, it's bad as I already said, but here at the changing room, I mean, there's not really much more to say about the ship. So let's move on to God of the Water, my favorite ship. This ship is from 1914 and has been called the Titanic the most. And it's my favorite ship in the fleet, as I already said. I recently gave it a complete upgrade, interior and a little bit, and exterior fully. So yeah, this is where you really start to see my modern design. So Joseph Bruce is May, owner of the White Star Line. Samuel Cunard, he made the Cunard line. The owner of the AGG line in the lore, Thijs a game god. The dining room, which for the first time ever in a which I am accessing again for the first time in a long time, and there still needs to be something here. A small model recreating the first ship in the AGG fleet, which has yet to be built, and the kitchen, which for the time looks pretty accurate. And the kitchen was originally extremely long, so I walled this area off. But then I realized I could make some bunks for the chefs. So yeah, that was added later, but not when the upgrades happened. It was added way before that. Let's go. I'll go back through the other hallway. So there's a game called again. Uh, I don't know who his name, but he was the owner of the Hamburg America line. And then a Roblox avatar which is from a person named Commodore Turner. And he inspired me to build ships in Bloxburg. He built some really he has built some really amazing ships. So it felt like a crime not to put him in here. Also, he's one of the most popular shipbuilders. So yeah, moving on down to the bottom deck again. Here are some triple expansion steam engines, which I'm really proud of. And the boiler rooms are starting to look a lot more accurate, with actual good cool bunkers. and stepping stones for cooling around on the ground, which look a bit like coffins. I almost wanted to say coffees, but coffee is the thing that people drink in the morning. So a second classroom, why is the bed not made? Oh, oops. No, I want to take that. I don't want to sleep in it. I want to do this. One eternity later. So here we have the cargo hold of this ship, which you can see the tradition again. And then we go on to the third class rooms. Yeah, these are the least luxurious, but they still are pretty luxurious compared to ships like Titanic, which were from a similar era. So here we have a first class room with a bathroom. And here we have a first class suite. Here we have a first class room without bathroom. And the rest of them don't have bathrooms because those were shared in 1914. Like that, those were shared facilities in 1914. You had to book the bathroom, and it's really hard to find images of these spaces. My throat hurts a little bit from earlier today when I did an impression of a Dutch celebrity. He talks in a really weird way. So this is the smoking room aboard. Yeah, in here. With a painting of the ship. So here are the last rooms. These are the ocean view rooms, and have a beautiful view on the ocean. All of them look the same, except some of them may be mirrored because their location. Now this is the lounge, which is really good. This is a image I found online. A grand piano in the center of the room. If you take that away, it will look weird. It will look weird, kind of weird that there's a raised area here. And if you take the raised area away, it looks kind of empty. So yeah, here's the stern, which is a huge improvement from what it used to be. You can see her port of call, I believe it is, that's underneath the name. Yeah, so I'll put a map of the route the ships took on screen right now. Lifeboat davits. Let's go back in because we're not done in here. We still have the library with almost no books. Have you ever seen that? A bookless library. A almost bookless library. The bow, of course. I mean, it is the best bow we've seen so far. So yeah, this ship is, from the exterior at least, a lot better in a lot of ways. The boat deck, then the next ship, um, purely because it got upgraded. So yeah, some other people, when someone else is loaded in their plot, in some random YouTuber's neighborhood. I'm not gonna reveal who. Uh, so yeah, that's basically it for this plot. Wait a second. I'll be right back. Okay, so someone wanted to store my ship. So obviously I had to allow that. But yeah, you probably know what it's like. I mean, if you don't, I don't know. I kind of trapped myself in between, not finishing my sentence and saying something that will upset some of my viewers, which I will not finish my sentence. But up next is out of the Atlantic. Her funnels recently got upgraded. So yeah, this one has a it's really flat. I'm surprised she hasn't got a nickname for it. I'm surprised she hasn't gotten a nickname for being really flat. God of the Atlantic got squished too much. You know that Minecraft death message? Well, my ship got squished too much. So yeah, this is a dance room, and this is the lounge with some really cool custom lights I made. I quite like these. So here we have the smoking room again. So yeah, this is my favorite smoking room because it's just a little room. It's not that big, it's not that grand, but still conveys luxury. The bar, which is probably the one of the least realistic rooms aboard this ship. Famous last words. No, not famous last words. That's something else. The dining room, the kitchen, which no, but I'm probably gonna regret saying that the bar's probably the least realistic. There's probably gonna be some less realistic room that I've just said from, oh yeah, that's more realistic. So I used a really cool technique here on the doors, which I'm not gonna reveal. So, boiler rooms with finally some good turbines and a cup that someone just left here. So yeah, I have them in. So here it kind of looks like the ship is on fire, which inspired the story behind my next ship, but this is second class. And this part of the bed is custom. It's literally two basic shapes, but technically still custom. On the other side, there's also some second class space, and why won't this close? So yeah, if this ship is a little bright, it's because of, well, damn it, I'm forgetting to say dates. The ship is by the way, the ship is from 1938. So this is a first class room. Why the bed is less luxurious? I don't know. Don't ask me. Well, actually, do ask me from a while ago. So yeah, here's the one of the two suites aboard. One of the two suites, which is of this type, which is named the luxurious suite. Yeah, so every room is basically the same. The cargo holds, the pool, which on my next ship I actually wanted to run up this pool, which, yeah, it turns out this pool is really good. And it was difficult to run up this pool. I really like what I did there with the face of the, the face. It's just so funny. This pool is heavily inspired on a pool of another player by the name of Lock. This is the most inspired of something a room has ever been. Well, actually, no, that's not true at all. So this is my mood station. I probably need to close that up. So this is the room, the even more luxurious suite. That's literally the name. I thought it would be funny, but it's confusing. So here we have the. Oh wait, these are lights. No, this is the radio room. Why have I closed that door? I mean, that looks beautiful and gorgeous open. But anyways, let's go up to this deck, which also is the top deck, at least on the interior. So yeah, the world's smallest library, but at least this one has enough books to serve the people that are sitting inside of it. So a little crew space. Fun fact: this is actually not a real wall. It's all basic shape. That wall. And this is the crew showers. Where did I build the captain's quarters? I think I just forgot. So yeah, no wait, this is actually even more inspired of that one ship of the ship of a ship I on than by that ship I just mentioned, by that player's ship, by that player I just mentioned, by their ship, by Nightlock's ship. I don't know what it's called. I believe it's called the Epsilon or something. But yeah. And by the way, I forgot the exterior access. So here is a little thing. Closet. Customize character. So you need to be toddler to access the exterior of many of my ships. This one is made for first person. Yeah, because for some reason, like in oh yeah, I completely forgot I can completely fall through this. Yeah, but like it's nothing special. I mean, the pool works, I believe. Yeah, the pool works. I'm not gonna give away all my secrets on how I build these things. But these really cool lifeboats, these lifeboat tablets are actually accurate to time. I mean, I believe they're based off the lifeboat tablets aboard Queen Mary, which these are my best lifeboat tablets by far. I believe. I don't think the god of the. I don't think my next ship has better lifeboat tablets. Speaking of, god of the flame. Yeah, look, the lifeboat tablets on my previous ship were better, and I, this one is based off the Queen Mary, and um, why I don't know why I'm only now starting to mention ships they're based off, except for the Titanic, of course. Except for the one that was based on the Titanic, the God of the Water. But this one is based on the Queen Mary and on the Perlicent was the name, and she's from 1932, I believe. I kind of forgot. A barber shop is in here. There is a smoking room, which is really cool. Actually, no, this is my favorite smoking room. I love this. I love this aesthetic. So yeah, dining room, which people love except for this part. Listen, I can't hire an artist. I can't paint myself. So what other options do I have for a big centerpiece painting? The reason I can't hire an artist is because my parents probably wouldn't allow me to do that. They would probably think it's a waste of money and would try to protect me from wasting my money. So yeah, this is the lounge. And guess what ship's dining room? This is based off. This is based off the dining room of another ship, and I want you to guess. You know this beamed pattern on the ceiling? Yeah, you've got a little reception area here. I don't know what it's really called, but still cool. Um, so here we have the engine room with my favorite steam turbine so far, and experimental heat turbines that the AGG line used, which actually caused this ship to get to burn in the 1937, which is a part of the lore which you can explore by joining the Discord for the AGG line. So here's a typical second class room on the ship. Nothing too special. These are the first class rooms. So yeah, you can see they're really nice. This is one of my more modern builds, and even it is pretty bright in some places because Bloxburg keeps messing with their lighting engine, and I hate it. Or it's Roblox, one of the two, but I hate it because my builds keep getting bright and dark and bright and dark. Yeah, so one moment. So one update, a room can blind you. The next, you need a flashlight to see slightly in it. So this room, a few months ago, used to be like almost needed a flashlight to see it. Now it's blinding. So yeah, that's the suite in the ship. One of the suites, I believe there are two suite types of suites. Yeah, this is the other type of suite. And once again, the bathrooms are really bright on these suites, except for the most luxurious of the two. So the cargo holds, the pool, which I somehow one-upped from the previous ship. And then the library, which is probably my second favorite. Or didn't I say, or no, my favorite library. I don't mean my second favorite. So yeah, as of right now, that this is my favorite ship out of the entire fleet. But that's because my next ship isn't finished, which I'm gonna show you in just a moment. So Promenade, I mean, obviously we can't have I can't. The real exterior won't be able to be shown. But anyways, moving on to the bridge. Also, this took way too long to make. And I believe the oh no wait, these are walls. And this is the captain's quarters. And this is the crew quarters. They would get a bathroom. So here is the thing, the bridge. Also with really cool engine telegraphs. And then we'll move on to the exterior. Which is the oh, okay, so this update was made slightly before the UI got so this room was made just before the UI got revamped. So I still have a hidden wardrobe. So yeah, this ship is made for. And here you can also see Bloxburg, the lighting engine being bright. Yeah, there's not much to say about the ship. I mean, you can't get back up to here when you jump on the bow. You can access the bow, but you can't get back up. So that's something to look out for, I guess. And I believe I still need to place some chairs back from when I made a certain image of the ship after it had just burned down, but I don't know if I need to place those chairs back. I may or may not. And honestly, I'm not an. Honestly, I don't. No, I don't need to place those chairs back. Right, they've already been placed back. So so this is kind of funny. You may think this is two basic shapes, or no, three basic shapes, or no, four basic shapes and a decal. But no, it's the Titan fence, which just sticks out above here. But anyways, we're moving on to the next ship. Okay, but okay, so there's been okay, so I've cut off the last bit of the last like I've cut off some footage, and I'm re-recording this ship. I mean, it is currently known as Project C. So I've built some tugs. This is gonna be my most accurate board yet. Got a mood station here and also an interior in here. You can access it as an adult, but it is officially, I believe, kid skill or teen skill. I don't know to what skill I made it. I completely forgot. But here you have the lounge, which is the only room that's kind of in a finished state, with a painting of the owner of with a photograph. I mean, it might be the biggest photograph in history. The owner of the AGG line and his friend. So yeah, that's all basically for this floor. The the basement also doesn't have anything yet. Here you have one staircase that leads to the hallway with the most luxurious cabins on the ship. And I just gotta say, I hate structurals. Don't go commenting that these aren't perfectly straight, because they aren't. I just got a notification. But these aren't perfectly straight structurals, and that's not my fault, that's Bloxburg's fault. So don't comment it, or you can. Let's move on. Wait, I'm going the complete wrong way. So this is the boat deck. The funnels still need to get the logo on them. The lifeboats still need to be get. You still need to. I still need to do the lifeboats. I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out. I mean, you can't really see much from it, but the first one, that's the first player skilled ship that I've done in a while. So yeah, you can see the start of the custom hull if I haven't said it already. So it's basically just a bunch of triangles in a frame, but I'm not gonna tell you anymore. You need to check out the channel of a guy named Commodore Turner to find out more. So that's where the dining room's gonna be. So yeah, these were the ships. Now let's move on to the regular builds, starting with the AGG line headquarters. Yeah, so I thought I'd start with the most similar builds to my ships. So you can see it still is my old modern style. Just got a notification again, and the person who's spamming me really with notifications stopped doing it. Um, so yeah, you've got some bathrooms. This is quite an old build, so it doesn't use some of the newer techniques I've learned to use. An AGG line museum, which is accessible to the public. A chair from God of the Water, I believe. These are from God of the Storm. This is from the first ship ever. That's actually the statue that used to be on the staircase in God of the Storm. The funnel from the model of the God of the Water. A newspaper. I'll let you pause and read if you would like that. Um, a painting that was saved from the God of the Water. A turbine from God of the Storm. Or a turbine blade. This is from God of the Ocean, I believe. And this is from God of the Atlantic, maybe? No, not the Atlantic. The God of the think. I believe it's God of the Storm, maybe. God of the Atlantic didn't exist yet. And this build was supposed to be right before that cruise ship. Yeah, if you skipped to this area section, if you skipped to this section, you missed that cruise ship. But this is um a supply closet, a cleaning supply closet, a employee lounge with two Samsung smart refrigerators, a gym, which very basic, a garage, which is way too bright, but not entirely my fault. So let's go upstairs. So yeah, this is the office of Tyson Game God the second. This is Wilma Game God, the second owner of the AGG line, and this is Tyson Game God, the first owner. This is the painting from the other side that got saved, and this is a picture of Tyson Game God the second, which is my character right now. Wait, I'll show you the others in Roblox form. So this is Wilma Game God. He looks the least accurate. And here is Tyson Game God the first. And then, of course, Tyson Game God the second. Now, because this build still needed to be fun, I didn't entirely make it realistic and make it all offices. Like, I made a small little room where they decided. And you can see the decisions being made for God of the Reef, the cruise ship. Here you have a little small model to see how she would float. Of course. This next room is a meeting room, which I find really funny. What I did there. So you have the regular meeting room stuff, and then you have the AGG line, and the general Bloxburg economy, which mirrors the real life economy. Technically, the economy is going down a bit early, because Donald Trump hasn't made office yet. I mean, this bill is would be from 2023, would be from late 2023. So technically too early, but we won't talk about that. Moving on to my prison. Now this build is also not fully completed. I still need to do almost an entire floor. I also made this build way too big. But here are the cell blocks. Oh, oops. So, each of these can close. For privacy reasons, I mean, this build is this build is the first build in the second timeline, by the way, which I'm gonna call the American timeline, because in this timeline, Bloxburg is connected to the US. It's the 51st, no, the 52nd state of the US. rather than being a city part of that's part of Great Britain. So yeah, here's where the prisoners come in. It's Bloxburg's fault that it's so bright. Um, the yard. I used doorbell cameras for the cameras because money. We'll show you all the cameras after I'm done. But then we've got the cafeteria with a totally not suspicious looking fence that if you change to a kid you totally can't jump into. Wait, did I go to the second or third floor? And also by the way, the third floor isn't the one that I haven't done yet. It's the fourth floor that I haven't done yet. So here is the solitary confinement. And there's not much here anyways. Here is a hospital and yeah, hospital part, interrogation room, a laundry room with those big laundry carts that prisoners escape in movies. But who knows? Maybe someone is hiding in here. Maybe. No, just kidding. I could build that though. It would be cool to make a tiny bit of skin to drag out. So yeah, that's about everything that's here. A church, I mean, there's a mailroom and something kind of unrealistic. A secret criminal base that they decided to build in the prison. I mean, I don't know how the guards wouldn't know about this. Maybe they say it's like an extremely dangerous electrical room that's extremely dangerous for people who come there. Yeah, there are 3 or 4 bedrooms, I believe. Yeah, 4 bedrooms. And we have got. And if the prisoners ever want to kidnap someone, they could do that. Wait. One of the cells has something in it. Has something more interesting than just shit in it. A pile of human remains. And the reason I did not put a warning for that is because it's not that realistic. And I completely forgot a room which has a decal which, if Roblox found out, they may or may not ban it. Reports of illegal item people have tried to send via mail. So this is a mailroom where all the mail is checked. So explosives 2, knives 5, electronic devices 17, drugs 6, other 12. This is a floor that's currently inaccessible, but I'll show you in build mode once there later. So this is, well, this is the top floor for the guards. We have a little armory here. With custom guns. These took so long to make. Not really. But I do think I did kind of cool. I do think they are kind of cool. You know, with their little details I put in. Ammunition boxes. Yeah, these are cool boxes. I'm planning to make a storage space there for old equipment that isn't used anymore. And then here we have the cafeteria. Yeah, so this was one of the first things I made in prison. And I'm not really good at making cafeterias. Meeting room. And this office, which pretty decent. And these blinds can obviously be shut. And now I'm going to show you the security footage. So wait, I'm going to tell you what each room is. It's a hospital room, mail room, interrogation room, main hallway downstairs floor, I believe. Courtroom, which I haven't shown you yet. Cell block 1, entrance gate, laundry room, church, uh, cafeteria, another room, another cam of the entrance, the room where the prisoners come in. I don't know what it's called again. Entrance gate 2, front desk, cell block 2, kitchen, solitary confinement, uh, little hallway, gate. I'll show you that later. One of the upstairs hallways, yard, uh, and that was it. And that's it. So yeah, I'll show you some things in build mode. That's so. For example, here I've got some rooms. I've got a generator room, which is off cameras for now, which I will place on camera, and I've got a courtroom which was visible in the cameras. Oops. The basement is nothing, has nothing in it. I don't even think I have a basement in it. But yeah, like, and I have something else that I want to show. Like, this was that gate that you saw, and that leads to here, which leads to that. And I want to show you that totally not suspicious vent. So you can jump in from here as if you're a kid, and then you can crawl through the vents, open this, and then you're out, and there's a rope to climb over here, and then you can do a bit of parkour and go to there, and then there's a bush to land in. So yeah, that's pretty much my prison. But moving on to the next plot. If only the pause button was working. Jeez, this is not nice for my voice. My police station. So it's in the middle of being upgraded, so The Bloxburg Police Department. Um, so this is the garage. I mean, it's okay. It's good enough as it is. So this room has already been upgraded. Downstairs floor has already been upgraded. Um, some motivational posters in the locker rooms, which got did these. This room has gotten the biggest upgrade, apart from the one room that didn't exist. And wait, which one was it? Where is it? Where is it? This motivational poster. Wanna guess what happened to it? I'll give you 5 seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. It got taken down for sexual content. I mean, luckily I did manage to get the warning appealed or whatever. But but Roblox didn't like it. It said it was sexual content. Luckily, I did manage to get an appeal, and that was accepted pretty much almost instantly. So at least that's good on Roblox's moderation. So yeah, cafeteria, which still needs the chairs. Bathrooms. I originally wanted to make urinals, but roll call, roll call, I believe it's called. Oh no, let's see if you can. Yeah, you can use that. Which in most of the news, this it was inspired by the rookie's roll call room, and the locker room was inspired by the locker room scene of the rookie. This hasn't gotten an upgrade yet, but this is a storage room. These holding cells have gotten a small upgrade, but not really that much. Need to make these lights less bright. This in the room is perfect though. Perfect with the dark lighting. Could be a little bit darker. One-way window. I mean, I originally had a different one-way window in here. Like, originally, I had one with a one-sided decal. Now it's just a window. Meeting room, which is decent enough already. By the way, all the walls have gotten an upgrade. This used to be my old interior style. This police station used to be my old interior style. So yeah, the autographs from when the theater just came out. I mean, I think those look kind of cool in this office. This office is not finished its upgrade yet. And then we move on to the final floor already. Which is, yeah, this room needs something in it. And this helipad, which, I mean, it's good enough already. But my next plot, and I'm gonna show, is the last plot in the AGG line timeline. I still want to add some advertisements for the AGG line, but this is a custom train I did. It's a non-existent class, the A the AD 151 class. It's the number. yeah, like the locomotive number is one. The ADs, the A, it's based on the A1 class of locomotives and the D51 class of locomotives. Kind of combination of the two. That's the name. That's where the name comes from. It's a British steam locomotive, so and here is the interior with these custom light bulbs. They sadly don't work. I do love them though. Do love them. I'm also really proud of this railway I did. Welcome. This plot is meant for Sunset Point. You can see Welcome to Sunset Point Station, the biggest station in Bloxburg since 1930. So yeah, the train is a bit wide. It's a bit wide. You can see it's an express engine by the two lights on the front in that pattern, and you can see the tunnel, which would first lead to Loxie Acres Station, then to Rivers. Then the track would go on to Frida's Mountain over here to Riverside Station until going up into the mount until continuing up into the mountain up to this a station that would be somewhere over there and eventually to Mountain Peak Station. But yeah, so we have a mountain that is actually climbable. I made sure of that. And the and a station. The inspirations for this were kind of all over the place, but I do really like it. So yeah, I like this station a lot, and I also like the steam locomotive a lot. This actually have the one upgrade, which is this originally used to be this dirt with this texture. But after I saw Capta's video, where in what was he called again? That other guy the built the coal built the coal using actual humps of coal, which wasn't a thing when I built this train. Well, it was a thing, but like it wasn't a Christmas update, so I couldn't use it. But I decided, hey, that looks cool, and I'm gonna upgrade my train using it. So now my train has that. So yeah, but really cool. I mean, these cylinders have like this little thing on them. I don't know what it's called. But this little turn thing. I mean, real cylinders didn't have them, but otherwise these would have looked really boring and kind of distracting from the main build. But you can see the coupling I did. The tender coupling, which is permanent coupling here. You can also see a clock. It's 5 o'clock, I believe. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock on that clock. Just oh wait, I thought this was 5 p.m. It's 5 p.m. on that clock, or 5. It's 5 p.m. on that clock. I thought in this neighborhood it was 5 p.m. But this is a custom clock. It's not a real one because Bloxburg doesn't have a big enough. Because surprise, surprise, the giant clock is not an item that exists in Bloxburg. The ceiling, I really love the texture clipping on the what's it called again? The what texture is it called again? Twisted wood texture. Yeah, so officially a garage door, but I think it works here too. Okay, have your ticket check there, but as I said, this is the last plot in the AGG line, the AGG line timeline. This would have been around 1934, so when this locomotive would have been brand new. The smoke box is also here with a smoke box door, of course, on it. The wheels are based off the A of the D51 class. Uh, Whilst other things like the main body is based off the A1 class. But I'm really proud of it. So let's move on to Big Ben's Burgers, an abandoned restaurant which has lore to it and is getting a movie. So I will go over the building, but we'll skip a few rooms. We'll skip one room. So this is the so this is where the sign original. So this is an original sign that has fallen down. I believe my brother thought it was a giant popsicle, or no lollipop, or something like that. You can see the debris, the dirt. You can see the sign is hanging. Windows are broken, doors kicked in. Wait. You need to close that door. This is the room that I won't go over. But it's a bathroom. It's look like it's supposed it in operational times it looked about the same as this bathroom. The stage where Big Ben used to perform. An old burger wouldn't eat that if I were you. The manager's office, which got shown in the trailer, just like this room. Security office also got shown in the trailer for the Big Ben's Burgers movie. We did report about the incident. And the security cameras. Big Ben himself, which I forgot to paint the correct colors and materials again after making some promotional material. But yeah, you may be able to get some lore out of this tour, so for lore seekers, pay attention carefully. Or the people who are looking for lore. Yeah, that's all about I can show for now of this build. But moving on to my next build, it's my modern mansion. I mean, speaks for itself, I think. Uh, so I actually used a reference. So I actually asked Gemini to decorate this living room, and then I based it off the image Gemini gave me. I wanted to have the fireplace be on, but the only way I could make that happen is put a fireplace below it, which that causes a whole other problem of the smoke being visible from the room above this. So this is a bedroom. So this is the first bedroom. It's a guest bedroom. This is to the garage. Oh, and I also deleted my old house. I always delete my old house, but the tradition in my houses is a room to kidnap someone. I don't know why, and this specific room also has the ability to just would have the ability to fill up with water, and I just realized I forgot to do the part here of the interior. There's supposed to be some stuff there, but let's just move over that. So let's go upstairs to the pool. So yeah, pretty basic pool. Wanted to have a hot tub here, but eventually didn't end up doing it. A room designed by my best friend. The bathroom and my bedroom, the master bedroom. With a giant balcony. Yeah, the roof is kind of boring. And this house actually is looking good from most angles. It looks decent and realistic. So yeah, fun fact about this backyard. It used to look like a liminal space. So yeah, here I have a shed, I believe it's called in English. But I'll put a picture on screen of what the backyard originally looked like. It looked like, very much like a liminal space. But moving on to the last build of this video, it's not my last. It's not my. I mean, I have one more. I have another build, but I won't show that. That's for a video. It's my lab. It's called T Lab. The first letter of my real life name, Thijs, combined with the word lab. And yeah, this lab would be used to conduct is used to conduct kind of illegal experiments. That's why it's so securely secured. So here's a room with a some kind of gas experiments. You can turn these on and they are connected to tubes, and this is connected to a gas can, and yeah, and that you have that place where they hold their test subjects. I almost wanted to say suspects, but that would not be correct. And then the pain room, eye pain room. Yeah, listen, you do not want to add that a punishment for bad behavior. And then a room with a for the Locky Roblox body type. This Roblox body type I have, and then the girl body type. Like, damn, it was embarrassing making this because I had to take the girl body type, which or woman. I don't know which one of the two it is. And I was just I went into a neighborhood with 0 people in it. It was pretty no enjoy it. So yeah, no, but this was the video. If you leave it fun, if you found it fun, leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. And when I upload, join my Discord server. Link in the description. Join the AGG Line Discord server for voyages and info on that timeline. Um, and I'll see you in the next video. Hopefully. Bye.